My name is George Ast. I'm also known as Dino Dude, and I was a school teacher for 35 years. I worked with in special education. I worked with special needs students. And during that period of time, I collected fossils and minerals. When I retired in 2006, I decided to start doing the fossils and minerals as a business, as an avocation. And I have quite a collection of material. The really interesting thing is that when I was a boy, and it's fascinating because I think some people are born with these innate propensities to do various different things, but when I was a boy, I lived in Milwaukee and we had this great bus system in Milwaukee, and for a dime I could get on the bus and ride the bus all the way across Milwaukee to the museum. And so my mom didn't know I was going. But I got on the bus and I rode the bus down to Milwaukee, and I go into the museum and there were these fingerprints and nose prints on all of these dinosaur cases and ammonite cases and beautiful mineral cases, because I was just so taken by them. I mean, they were just such beautiful things. I just couldn't imagine how they got there, how they got that way. I never imagined that I'd ever be able to collect one myself. I never imagined that I'd ever be able to own one, but I have. I've been able to do that. This is an animal, and a lot of people used to call it a sea lily because it looks so much like a flower. The animal is called a crinoid. The crinoid is in the echinoderm, and it's from the starfish family. And this is actually upside down. Put it this way simply because it looks prettier, but if you look down towards the bottom, there's an air bladder at the bottom, and the air bladder, each one of these animals had one of those connected by the stem, which is a whole system of individual parts that fit together, which allow it to move and to have mobility. I would envision them as floating around in mats on this ancient sea. This particular specimen is a Scyphocrinides, and Scyphocrinides elegans is what it's called, because it really truly is an elegant trilobite. And it's from Africa, from Morocco. I think, just having really nice fossils, really wonderful fossils is fulfilling to me. And some are decorator pieces, some like my friend Fred here, who's a Deinonychus, who's one of the first velociraptors that were found in the United States. But it's multifaceted, and multifaceted in that I get to still go into schools and work with kids, which I retired in 2006, so I've been doing this for over 13 years now. This is my 14th year. I take things in specifically that will stimulate the interest of the kids, and it doesn't take much stimulating because the kids are really interested in dinosaurs anyway. And I actually take a lot of tactile hands-on things where they can hold trilobites, they can hold ammonites, they can hold fossil ferns. And what I try to do is at the end of it, I try to give them a fossil or a mineral, little crystal or something to take home. Mostly I travel in the Western United States. I haven't, but I do have friends from all over the world, because I do, now I do gem and mineral shows. And I do gem and mineral shows for a couple of reasons, because I get to pick up new material, new fossils, and there's some wonderful fossils that are coming out of Morocco and Czech Republic and China. It would be wonderful to go to the Czech Republic with my friends there and collect trilobites, because there's some wonderful trilobites that come out of the Czech Republic. This is a Carcharodon megalodon tooth, which comes from South Carolina. It's Miocene in age, which is about 18 million years. This particular one is 6 1/8 inches, and they come a lot smaller than this. I actually have them quite a bit smaller than this. But this one is 6 1/8 inches, and the rule is for every inch of tooth there was 10 foot of shark. So this shark was probably 55 or 60 feet. This one still has the serrations on the side, and it still has a really nice tip, but I'm going to flip it over here. You can see the back has some enamel damage, which you can, understand after 18 million years. So it actually had some enamel damage on the front. So what happened is a dentist actually inlaid iron pyrite. Not only are they laying it with iron pyrite, but turquoise and other semi-precious gems in these things. What I would tell the kids is that there's a lot of material still to be found. And sometimes, when your mom and dad stop at a picnic area or something like that, if you look around in the hills, you'll find fossil shells, or you'll find fossil crinoid stems. And there's always, and I have to say too, that the kids in the classes always come up and they say, I found something like this, and we found it on a trip up to Shasta. And Shasta just happens to be an area where the surface formation was formed during the period of time of dinosaurs. So you have ammonites up there. You have a lot of different types of ammonites. So you can find some really spectacular fossils in some areas that you just wouldn't expect